I'm so excited. We're going to bring up a MOPS mom and leader. She's going to get a chance to share her story with us. Rachael Flick. She is a mama and leader in Colorado Springs, mama of 2 kids. Let's bring up Rachael to share her story with us.
Thank you, Amina. Good morning. How are y'all doing? You look great. Is anybody rocking some dry shampoo with me this morning? Yeah? Okay, so my plan for this morning was I was going to get up at 6. I was going to spend time with Jesus. I was going to take a shower. That didn't happen. So, and I saw that maybe some of you also had a similar experience last night because I saw there was a little cha-cha slide happening. Did anybody else? Yeah, there they are. They had the same shirt on and they initiated like the entire dance sequence like for the whole night. Yes, okay, I love that. You guys were killing that. So I have a special place in my heart for all of you as MOPS mamas because that's something that my dear friend Kendra and I did as co-coordinators for the New Life Church at Colorado Springs. And I'm going to brag on them a little bit because we had an awesome MOPS group. We went from a little group of just a couple of us having play dates to a group that grew to almost 200 women. We were leading over 54 people for volunteers, mentor moms, and steering team. Our steering team of 14 women, most of them had been very successful in the corporate world before becoming mamas. And they brought that level of skill to our MOPS group, right? Like, we tease that every 2 weeks we put on the wedding. Yeah? Okay, like the centerpiece design and the agenda and the timing and the meeting planning and the speakers and having awesome worship. And we built all that in to a very high level of excellence. But I have to make a little confession to you guys. And I have a spoiler alert. The reason that I also did not get up well this morning is because I have grief brain and because I know that I'm speaking to a room of lactating, pregnant, hormonal, emotional women, and my story will make you cry. My spoiler alert is that my husband was killed in the line of duty in February. And so here we are in our amazing MOPS group, and we're just cooking along, and we're doing ministry, and we love it. And I have a confession to make to you about that. That pride grew in my heart. That it was because of our amazing leadership and our amazing team and everything that we invested into that time, and that God was blessing our group and growing it and making it one of the biggest I'd ever heard of because of us. And so this is my 3rd MOMcon to attend. Anybody? Yeah, third year. Woo! And I just think it's so fun. I love how playful they are because we as moms don't get a lot of time to play. So this session comes at the end of the previous, the end of the weekend and the opportunity to give to MOPS. And I have a confession to make to you that I had pride in my heart. And the thought that came to me was, I give 30 to 40 volunteer hours of my master's degree to this ministry. Who are you to ask me for more? And my heart was hard. And I was making it about me. And then the bottom of my life dropped out and my whole world shattered. And I became my worst nightmare. And I know that standing on this stage, my story is likely your worst nightmare too. And on February 5th, at about 3:50, my husband was shot and killed trying to arrest a car thief. And then these women that had led with me and loved me continued to do that. And they came around me as the body of Christ. And they loved me well. And they brought me meals for months, and they cleaned my house. And I have a picture of, this is my co-coordinator, Kendra, praying over me at the funeral for the family. So we had 2 funerals for Micah, because when you die in the line of duty, there's a public funeral. This is the family funeral with about 750 people. So one of the ways that I found that my healing process happens is through some traveling, getting to places that I've never been before. And one of those places that I was gifted to be able to go this year was Hawaii. So here's the view from the lanai, or our porch, and it is paradise. And so on one of our amazing adventures that week, we got to do a kayaking and paddleboarding trip to Hanalei Bay. And here is my 7-year-old son, Levi. I did forget to tell you that I have 7-year-old boy-girl twins, Eliana and Levi. And so that's my little guy there, and he looks just like his daddy. And so Levi wanted to go paddleboarding, and we had brought paddleboards and kayaks out there. And for this one time, we forgot to put a life jacket on Levi. But it was no big deal, because there's a big pier out there, and the water's about 3 or 4 feet. And I mean, it's aqua. It's like crystal clear, beautiful. The kids are having a great time. Levi wants to get on the paddleboard. And so he does that, and my sweet friend and also friend through MOPS, Viola, who is a native to Hawaii and where we were, she was with Levi in there kind of helping him navigate that. So I've been a lifeguard for over 20 years and a swim instructor. I'm very familiar with the water. I'm very comfortable in the water. The water is my friend. And I see the water start to carry him, and Vi is not able to swim out with him at that speed. And immediately I went into lifeguard mode, and I've got to go swim out there, and I've got to get him. And I threw on my fins, and I began to swim as fast as I could, double arm backstroke, because that's the fastest way. And I had my fins. I'm like, I got this, no problem. And so since I'm on my back, I would turn around and look and see how far into the water that he had gone. And every time I looked back, he had doubled my distance, and I was swimming like a beast. And my heart starts to go to worst case scenario, and I said, I've lost my husband, and now I'm not going to take my son home on this plane. And Jesus was so with Levi in that moment. I mean, he's just standing there holding his paddle, standing on his board, getting swept into the ocean. And I'm on my back, and I'm still swimming as fast and as hard as I can, but I'm like, God, I'm not making progress. Like, no matter what I do, I'm not going to catch this child. And I said, Jesus, help me. And when I turned over, there was a man on a speedboat speeding towards Levi. He looked strikingly like Santa Claus. He had chest-length hair and beard, white. And I gave him the international distress signal. And it wasn't funny in that time, but he goes, and he points to Levi. And he went and he got my son out of the ocean, and he put the paddleboard in his boat, and then he came and picked me up. And I want to tell you today that hit my heart so deeply, that no matter how good our centerpieces are, how good our training is, how well you mentor, how well we swim, how confident we are in our circumstances and our situations, it is Jesus who saves. And this and MOPS is about Jesus. And that's why we give today, because we are the gateway, the vehicle to bring Jesus into the lives of women, both here and in the world, now and in the life to come. Thank you.